Welcome back. The program is Lens in Africa, and we've been having quite an exciting time. Right now, we have a couple of guests in the studio, and we have something very interesting to talk about. What's it? You might ask. I'm going to say, well, movies and the processes that produce them, specifically film festivals, the Zuma Film Festival to be exact. We will be talking with Dr. Chidia Maduekwe, is the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the National Film Corporation, Jos, Nigeria. Welcome to Lens in Africa, sir. It's good to have you.
Thank you for having me.
We also will be joining us in the studio is the filmmaker from Burkina Faso, Apolline Traure from Zuma Film Festival. She is with us live in the studio. Welcome all the way from Burkina Faso.
Thank you for having me.
If everybody in Burkina Faso looks like you, we have to go to Burkina Faso.
Yes, you do.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Chidia, I'm going to ask. Today is the closing ceremony of the Zuma Film Festival 2022.
Yeah.
How's it been this year so far?
It's been very exciting, and we are happy that the Federal Capital Territory has given us the designation of, the Abuja designation of the whole city, which meant that they brought a lot of capacity, and unlike before, the attendance of this year's Zuma has been unprecedented, both in terms of global and national audience, and everybody's excited because it's like, for once, we are now getting set to become a film festival destination in Africa. And considering again our partners came from Kenya, South Africa, Burkina Faso, Israel, we want to take the template of the film festival that happens in Burkina Faso, which is called the FESPACO, and remains the most prestigious film festival in Africa. So we are going to gain from such partnership with our friends that had come to work with us from that area. And then we have had our emerging talent, over 500 students across the length and breadth of Nigeria, who within these 7 days have gone through the act of script writing, editing, and directing. And so some of the films they produce will be exhibited today at the award giving ceremony.
Fantastic. It sounds like a place for a wonderful applause. This sounds very good. So, Apolline, I'm going to ask, how's it been for you? Give us the international, the African perspective. You visiting Nigeria and you visiting this film festival. How has it been? What's an experience from your perspective?
It's been wonderful. It's been really wonderful. I've been to so many film festivals in my career. And in this particular one, I think it was a different experience for me, because there were so many films to watch.
Oh, wow.
I think there was like nearly 3,000 films that they submitted.
3,000.
And also in this festival, I'm a jury member, so we had to watch nearly 90 films to be able to judge this. So as a filmmaker, for me, it's fantastic to watch what other filmmaking are doing, and then to give me the privilege to actually judge it was really incredible. And what we're trying to do right now is really to merge the francophone filmmaking and the anglophone filmmaking.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of time, even in FESPACO, as the chairman had said, there is a lot of Nigerian or Ghanaian that would come in FESPACO, and they're a little bit too shy, or because of the language barrier and all of that. But for me, film, it's universal, you know, and all of those things are great. And this is what we're trying to do with the Zuma Film Festival, to actually merge all of those filmmakers. Even if we have a language barrier, we can communicate with images.
Wow. Okay, this is very interesting. So, Mr. Chidia, I'm going to get back to you. She mentioned you screened, you received over 3,000 movies, they watched over 90. How in the world did you manage this whole organization process? 3,000 films, 90 screened. This is amazing. Tell us about the process.
Yeah, normally when you have a film festival, you create a link, Film Freeway, where people all over the world, and that tells you how much Nigeria is being appreciated and recognized, you know, globally. So we had film submissions from Asia, from America, Europe, and other other African countries. But for purpose of giving the award and qualification for selection, nomination and selection, it was reduced to 90, and during which the jury, which she's a member, had the honors task of watching about 90 films and then tonight we are going to make announcement of those ones that have been selected. But the interesting thing is that this area of our creativity is receiving a lot of attention and excitement.
Wow.
And knowing that it is the low-hanging fruit, and the federal government is committed, both the Ministry of Information and Culture under the able leadership of Honorable Minister Lai Mohammed, and of course now the Federal Capital Territory, which are all prime ministries of the federal government, in line with the agenda of the president, that 100 million Nigerians must be migrated from job. So that gives a matching order to all MDS to say whatever you are doing, be it in the power, in the telecom, in the film industry, in the infrastructure industry, come up with templates that will create jobs for our teaming youth to find a new handle, to move themselves from point of waiting for government to give them job to point of expecting themselves to be wealth creators.
Indeed.
And that's exactly what has been happening with the creative industry. So now that the Federal Capital Territory has come into not just designating Abuja the whole city, but they have signed a collaboration agreement with Nigerian Film Corporation in partnering with us for the next 10 years.
Wow.
So we already, there has been an Abuja Film Village,
yes,
which has been there. So this kind of celebration of cinematic excellence give room for foreigners to come and see how they can bring investment into Nigeria. Take example, the Abuja Film Village. We are talking about some countries coming up to set up studios there as soon as we round up this film festival.
Okay, we'll get more back into that. Apolline, I'm going to come back to you. This whole process, as in you screened 90 films. Tell us about the quality of the films that you saw, the storyline. What caught your attention the most?
Well, I shouldn't say the content about the film, since I'm the jury member. So the filmmaker will know tonight who was the best.
Yeah.
But the content were from love stories to drama to God to everything, and that's the beauty of it. Of course, when you have so many films to watch, of course you will have good ones, and then you have. I don't like to say a film is bad, because a person who actually was able to finish a film, you have to applaud it. So and the good thing about it also, we saw a lot of student films. So the student films are very important, so that they can actually get slowly into the business world of cinema. So it's been a very great experience, and we had wonderful stories. And I'm really proud with my jury of giving the award of whoever is going to win tonight.
That's very nice. Okay, so I'm going to ask you another question. Do you have an idea, just about a figure, an approximate figure, sir, of how many countries participated? I know you mentioned some already. Do you have any specific 20, 30, how many countries?
Submitted or attended?
Yeah. Attended and submitted.
Attended, we have about 10 countries outside Nigeria.
Okay.
In terms of submission, there were over 50.
Over 50 countries. That's a lot. That's a lot. You should be very proud, sir.
Thank you. Yeah. Nigerians are proud.
Nigeria, yeah. Oh no. All right. At this moment, we want to take a small break, and we'll our film crew were down at the venue, and they talked to a couple of people, and would like to see that right now.
Zuma has tried, and they have done a lot in order to promote films, and that's why they deemed it right to put up this Zuma Film Festival 2022. Okay, it has been so educative, so entertaining, where many people from all walks of film industry come close in order to dialogue and find out the lasting solution in the filmmaking. Apart from that, they went as far as inviting a lot of people, groups, especially Legendary Movies Production Academy, that come in order to brighten up the test of filmmaking.
It's been excellent. It's been wonderful. Even though we'll need to do more, we need to do more for the actors, especially the upcoming actors. We need to make the system very welcoming to them, like in terms of pay, so that it's not like it's only a certain set of people that are receiving all the money. Let it be more accommodative in terms of financial, flow of cash flow and all that. That's just my dream.
As much as we celebrate Nigeria being the second largest in terms of quantity production of videos, we need to work on the quality as well. It's not enough to produce en masse. We need to work on the quality. And when we talk about quality, I think Zuma Film Festival this year, as the same with last year and other years, we focus more on the technicalities. Of course, that is good in itself. The lighting, the camera, and virtually everything. However, we seem to be losing storyline and the cultural value. We can't keep saying, let's do technical excellence. But the base of every film, the story, we can't get it wrong. So I think we should work more on getting back to the root of the matter, and that is the storyline. That is the core. That is the message.
I think there's a whole lot of improvement for this year Zuma Film Festival. There are new technologies, and a whole lot of young people are being trained, which is also good. I mean, it's improved. It was there last time, but this time around it's more serious. And there are a lot of discussions, a lot of panel papers presented, and also about the film market in Abuja, making Abuja the hub of film market.
I have not attended any of their festivals before. This is actually the first one, and it has been great. I wasn't expecting it to be this big, and seriously, I am so overwhelmed. Starting from the opening ceremony to the lectures, we got to know a lot of things about the movie production and the movie business itself. And I would say it's a very, very interesting experience.
No, that was very interesting. So I'm going to follow up from some of the people we talked with there, sir. He mentioned one of the gentlemen who spoke about storyline, and that's something I would like to ask about. The African story, we have been shortchanged globally. Our story has not been told as it should be told, and I'm happy and impressed with the comments that came back that, you know, the Zuma Film Festival has focused on quality, technicality, and that's very important, because if people watch a television or a cinema, they want to see good quality, and so that's excellent there. How far are we going on the part of telling African story in a way that is globally accepted and globally sold while retaining our originality?
You know, we are a storytelling nation.
Yes,
we are a storytelling continent, and we have so much. That is why today Nigeria and indeed Africa is the new destination for content, whereby content that had never been there on the global stage is being sought after with a view of bringing them to the global stage, and of course monetizing them, because if that's why this year our team is Show the Money. So in doing that, it means that we have to reinvent ourselves in terms of how do we tell our story in order to meet up with the global demand, not necessarily to meet up with global standard. In terms of technicalities, yes, they will meet up with global standard. But what made them unique is that it's purely African, it's purely Nigerian, and the more we tell them as they are within our own ecosystem, the more they become more attractive and more suspense-laden, that people who are watching them will know that what is unique about this Nigerian story or this Burkina Faso story is certain characteristics that you can only see in Burkina Faso or in Nigeria or in Ghana, which cannot be seen anywhere. And they will continue to seek after those stories. And I do believe that the core objective of every storytelling is for you to create a niche market for yourself. Indeed. Or a niche audience. And in this case, it is doing that. It's not in that we have created the niche audience. That's why even in Caribbeans, even in Fiji Airlines,
they watch African movies.
In Australia or New Zealand, they are looking forward to the African story.
Thank you. Apolline, in rounding up, I'm going to ask the big issue of finance. Movies cost a lot of money to make, even a small budget movie to make in quality. How much of this was discussed, and how much headway are we making in this direction?
We had a great discussion towards the festival. Differently than Nigeria, Burkina Faso has a government fund for movies. It's not a lot, but it does exist. And the funny thing about it is that Nigeria doesn't have a fund, but they produce more film than us, you know? And that's the great thing about it, and I keep saying it, you know? We kind of, in Burkina or the Francophone country, sometimes we are so lazy in the sense, when I'm talking about laziness, in the sense that we take a lot of time to make a film.
Okay.
We talked about it. We can spend a year or 2 years making a film, and for that, we don't produce a lot of films within the year. Although we do have some funds, and then we are so used to have big production films. Everything has to be together to be able to make the film, and we are still not used to be able to make a film and a low budget film and quick as the Nigeria are doing. And then out of this collaboration, I think that we have a lot to learn how to make a great film quicker.
All right, thank you very much. Well, we've been talking about the Zuma Film Festival, and my guest has been Apolline, all the way from Burkina Faso. She's a producer, director, and of course, the MD, CEO, Nigerian Film Corporation. Mr. Chidia, it's been a pleasure having both of you here. Thank you very much. All right, it's been a fascinating ride this particular day. It's the hour seems just like it's been 20 minutes or something. It's been totally enjoyable. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, reach out to us on our social media platforms. Thank you all who sent your social media messages. We can't take them now because of time, but we promise we'll take all of them next week. From us and Lens in Africa, keep doing Africa proud. Enjoy.